Hello everybody, this is Esme, and today my friend Scarlett came over with her dun Cookie to do some show jumping in the school. We thought it would be fun to swap horses for a bit, as Casper and Cookie are very different to each other. So the first thing I do is put on Casper's head collar or halter if you're not from the UK, and clean up any poops in the yard where I'll be tying up Casper, because at the moment the horses are free range as it's the winter, so they have the choice of going in their stables if they want to, because the weather can be quite unpredictable this time of year. And then I'll take off both of Casper's rugs, and the reason why he has two rugs is because Casper is clipped, so he doesn't get as hot or sweaty when I ride him. And it was also really cold the night before as there was a frost. As you can see, Casper was quite dirty today from rolling in the field, and if you've been subscribed for a while, you'll probably know that that's one of Casper's favourite hobbies. So the main brush I'll be using to get rid of the majority of the mud is a magic brush, which is actually a type of plastic curry comb. As you can see, Casper's face is really muddy, and it's really important to make sure that your horse's face is clean, because when you put the bridle on it can cause your tack to rub, so you want to make sure that your horse is as happy and comfortable as possible. And then try and get all of the mud off Casper's legs, as I use tendon boots on Casper when doing show jumping to protect his legs. I also always pick out Casper's hooves, however today unfortunately I didn't get any footage. However, I did clean the insides of them but not the outsides, as we would be walking across a muddy path to get to the arena anyway, so there wasn't really that much point. One part of Casper where he gets really muddy is actually underneath his mane. I don't even know how he gets mud there, but somehow he does. Sometimes I'll be naughty and stand on the fence to brush Casper's mane, as it is quite high up there, and I usually brush Casper's mane every time I groom him just because it is so thick. But obviously don't do this if your horse has a thin mane. Casper had also been licking some of his licks, so he had a really dirty face. So I just got a wet sponge and as gently as possible tried to get all of the brown stain off his face. So sorry Casper for me being a mum, but I can't let you go out with food on your face, especially when you're seeing Cookie later. I also got out the stain remover and just sprayed it onto a brush, as Casper had a little poop stain on his neck. And watch it vanish before your very eyes. Once I finish grooming Casper and getting him as clean as I can possibly get a grey, I'll then start tacking him up. First thing I just put on is his saddle pad and then his saddle. And then I just make it all comfy and pull up his saddle pad so it doesn't pinch his withers. I'll then put on his girth, and yes, it's actually all the way down here because my saddle is a mono flap close contact jumping saddle, but it basically means it doesn't have an extra flap underneath where the girth is usually done up. Casper actually has quite a sensitive back, so this type of saddle he seems to be going really well in and he finds it really comfy. And then I'll put on Casper's stirrups. And of course his tendon boots as we're show jumping. And my boots as well. I'll then put my hair into a low ponytail and put on my helmet. Once I'm completely ready, I'll then put Casper's bridle on. Around this time, Scarlett will arrive with Cookie and then we'll get riding. And of course, Cookie had to say a little hello to Mickey before walking up to the arena. Once they have arrived and we're all ready, we'll then go into the school, warm up the horses and do some show jumping.
The sun is rising, here we are. I didn't think we'd come this far. I just feel it. Well, this is truly where I belong. Making my way down Ocean Drive. Hungover people pass me by. I know they feel it. Yeah, they feel the way that I do right now. Lost in Miami and we were too drunk, but it was only you and I. Only you and I. Can we go back to the time
So after both of us had warmed up the horses and jumped a little course, we decided it would be fun to swap horses, especially as Casper has only really been ridden by myself over the 4 years that I've owned him. So it felt really weird riding a different horse, and it must have been really weird for the horses having different riders on them as well. It was quite funny because we had to swap stirrups as Scarlett's were too long for me even though they were on the top hole, because Scarlett's actually really tall.
Not good. There we go. On the ground. Oh my god, Scarlett, look how long it is compared to Casper. Like literally your legs are going to be dangling. I think Cookie's about the same thickness as like the 16 too. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll put them on the top hole for now. Top hole? Goodness, okay. Good boy. Got lighter in the hand as well. So it's like holding up. So I'm used to having to like sit back so I don't like fall over the front. I'm so bad at riding other people's horses because I'm the same as riding Casper. Trot, because then he will know that he's cantering. Okay. And put your outside leg back quite a bit, because then he knows. Really lazy when other people ride him. I don't think he likes me. He's such a good boy though. There we go. Good lad. Time to get on the Cookie Monster. Oh no, oh my god, it's so high up. Oh. Oh, your saddle's really comfy.
Yeah, no, it's comfy, it's just so sticky.
Yeah.
I especially sound so down here, like constantly reflecting myself back.
You excited?
Yeah, probably. They're quite prominent.
Do I?
Yeah. Ah.
I like your knee rolls, they're very like deep. You can feel really secure in your saddle.
Yeah.
I think it's because my saddle's close contact, so you have that bit more like bareback sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
But the good thing about your saddle is it's just really comfy and you feel really secure in it.
Once we had finished riding each other's horses, we then swapped our stirrups back and did one last bit of show jumping.
Oh, it's making you something. He's eating the hedge. It looks like snapping through.
The sun is rising, here we are. I didn't think we'd come this far. I just feel it. This is truly where I belong. Making my way down ocean drive. Hungover people pass me by. I know they feel it, yeah, they feel the way that I do right now. Lost in Miami and we were too drunk, but it was only you and I, only you and I. Can we go back to the times we were reckless and free, just you and me? So take me back to South Beach. We were young and stupid, and that was all that we had. Take me back to then, under the palm tree. It was only you and me, getting drunk on Hennessy. Take me back to then, to those hot Miami nights.
Once we had finished our ride, I'd cool down the horses and say goodbye to Scarlet and Cookie, and then start to get Casper untacked. I first start by taking off his bridle and putting his head collar back on, and attaching him back onto the lead rope. Next, I'll undo his girth and take off his stirrups and saddle, and the reason why I don't roll my stirrups up and take them off instead is because the stirrup leathers that I have are close contact stirrup leathers, so they're really difficult to roll up, so it's just easier to take them off. Once I've put Casper's saddle, bridle and stirrups away, I'll then go onto his boots and take them off. When I do this, I always check his legs to feel if there is any swelling or heat, and just brush down any hair that's going in the wrong direction. And lastly, I give Casper some treats at the end for being such a good boy, and to do this I actually do carrot stretches, so this actually helps him stretch out his neck after he's been exercising.
Good boy. Relax. Good boy. Good boy. Relax. Good boy.